if you look at like metallurgy and stuff, they really every generation they got a little better. If you when we are able to read records or see the records very clear, the thing is, it's harder to record knowledge, harder to pass knowledge around. And when we got knocked back, like the Middle Ages, for example, when Rome fell, we still don't know what happened then for real. And that was relatively recently. So I think those kinds of moments like that, the picture of I forget the name, the snake eating its own tail.
The Yuga cycle.
Thank you. It's a very good, picture of humanity as far as technology and not just technology even, but like in our social, think about the Dark Ages as far as society went, like civil rights and just human rights in general, instantly reverted, right? And overnight, people just got shitty.
Right. So you more subscribe to that cyclical cycle, the rise and fall of civilizations, like going through the Kali Yuga, through the Yuga cycle, or known as the Great Year, where we have the precession of the equinoxes, about 27,000 years. And we have this gradual progress to where we rise, and then some type of catastrophe, and maybe even human unfortunate intervention combined create a perfect storm. We go down again, and then we have to rebuild and start fresh. By the third, fourth generation, knowledge is lost, and everyone's kind of learning to get everything back.
Yeah,
right.
I very much. I think probably the biggest area that I differentiate, that I'm different from a lot of people in our community, is that I'm not as into ancient high technology. I think that a lot of the times there was nothing more than them figuring out something that, some metallurgy or something, like some mathematics, some astronomy. But at the end of the day, I think it's almost, if you look at the myths and stuff in humanity, it's almost like clear as day that we've over and over and over again have bumped into, like we grew, we learned something. Look at that little bracelet thing that they found that Denisovan made that 23,000 years ago or whatever. It's like that. Yeah. That tech was lost for a while, as far as the record shows. The Antikythera mechanism, that tech was lost for a while. We still argue about how the pyramids were made today. There's so many of these things that were lost. So
gotcha. Yeah, I can understand. And I respect you standing your ground on that. And I do see, I do partly agree with that particular perspective, that there are these pockets of expansion and growth and development, and then something happens and wipes it out. Because if you really look at where we are right now as humanity, we're in this Goldilocks era where we haven't been destroyed. I remember tracking Apophis. That's a huge comet out there, or asteroid, one of the two. It came in between Earth and the moon back in 2012. This thing is about the size of Texas. They didn't tell us that it came through until it passed by. But when it passed, it hit a gravitational keyhole. So when it comes back again, Apophis, which is named after one of those ancient gods, it is a percentage chance in 2036 or something like that it could hit the Earth. Most likely what it might do, if it's weak enough, it could fracture, and if it fractures, some of it might pellet us. And as the Earth rotates on its axis, it could create fires and all kind of, disasters around the planet within a very short period of time. So we've just been so fortunate to be able to escape this. We've been in this window of time where a lot of these things just haven't happened for us. It's like living on the San Andreas fault line for the last 80 years, and it hasn't, slipped yet.
Yet. Exactly. Yeah.
It's overdue.
Yeah, it's scary when you think about it. Like you say, we have really survived. It's overdue. We've survived a really long time, and it's gotten us a long way. And by the same token, we're so, we are so vulnerable. If they had one of those, the electrical event where they had the storm that from the
coronal mass ejection.
Yeah, but there was a specific name for the one that happened, the one that burned up all the telegram lines and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But at any rate, if something like that happened, we would just be a society. We would be This
Yeah.
would be a rough day. And we wouldn't have people having our meeting right now, would we?
No, we wouldn't.
It'd
We
be
wouldn't,
difficult.
because a CME of that size would knock everything out. All electronics would be down, and we wouldn't be able to even call for help. We wouldn't
No.
be able to get 911 or anything, and we would be so disrupted. What would actually happen is it could start that drop off of that cycle we were talking about. It could get us to go back down towards that Bronze Age again. And then, I have a cell phone, you have a cell phone, but do we know how to make a cell phone? We might
No.
have an understanding, but do we have? It took about 1,000 minds to create all the components that work together to make the cell phone system actually run all together. Inventions had to come over time so you can put all the technology together. So, we got enough tech now to make this work. So by the second or third generation, could be back to just localized villages and farming.
Absolutely. I mean, it's
Yeah.
you definitely would take care of what works, right? I mean, a lot of the tech that we use is a lot of the stuff that we do is just superfluous. It's not important, and
Yeah.
You get knocked back into the Stone Age a little bit, and boy, oh boy, well, all of a sudden we're gonna, don't have time to screw around so much.
Yeah, that's true. With your research, what's one of the most passionate things you like to study, and what have you discovered new about it?
Archaeoastronomy is one thing that I'm really into. Is the idea of the way that humanity looked at the stars a long time ago. That's something that I really enjoy a lot. And one of the things that I discovered new about it as I've done research was that the idea of the zodiac is you don't see it in the new world, but you see it so many places in the old world that it seems like it seems like the thing is goes back to prehistoric times, 10,000, 12,000, 20,000 years ago, 30,000 years ago. I mean, it's and then from doing my own, just like going out at night and looking at the sky and thinking about it, and all of a sudden it becomes really obvious. It's like really obvious that like I recently made a video talking about this was the first, in my opinion, this was the first esoteric knowledge that humanity had. This was the first time that we had knowledge that people hid from others, that they knew to be true, but they were anyway. I love that stuff. I could babble about it all day. Sorry.
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, and I think when we were talking about the coronal mass ejection, we were talking about the Carrington Event.
Yes, the Carrington Event. Thank you.
Yeah, the Carrington Event, 1859, that knocked out the telegram wires, burned them out from space. Little space storm.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, nowadays, my Atari's the least of the worries at that point. I mean,
Right.
burn everything up, right?
Yeah.